Hello friends, welcome back to the Python programming session. In today's session, let's see how we can search files in a particular directory. So we can achieve it with the help of OS and globe. So we're importing OS and globe. So what is basically OS and globe? The OS and the globe module. So OS stands for operating system module and globe module finds the files and folders which names follow a specific pattern. So it takes in one parameter, that is the file path name, and we can get all the files present in that particular path name. We can also use the globe module to search files using wildcard characters. So we can also use the wildcard characters to search files using the globe method, globe module. So now in today's session, let's see how we can get the files. Maybe it may be the text files or PNG files or all types of files. How we can get those particular files in the specified directory using the globe and the OS modules. So I've already written the code. Let me execute it. So this is the search files. Here we have to enter the path of the directory. We have to give the path name from where the files get searched. So I can enter any of the path. Let me enter D colon Python underscore programs and then details. R should be small, programs and then details. So this is the path which I am entering. In this particular path, I want to fetch all the text files. So I click on the text files button. All the txt files got fetched from this particular path. Now let me click on all files. So all files, whether it's a PNG, Python file or a text file. So all the file types get selected. Now if I say PNG files, only the PNG files get selected. Now I want to select files starting with alphabets. That is Python files. Python files starting with alphabets. So all the files which are starting with alphabets get selected. Now I want to search files which are ending with numbers. So all these files are ending with numbers 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3. So all types of files, it is text files and Python files because I'm not giving any, I'm giving all as the extension for this particular button, that is ending with numbers. So all types of files get selected which are ending with numbers. Then I'm having test question mark dot py, that is Python files. So question mark is a wildcard and it stands for one character. So it can be test 1 or test A, but it cannot be test 10 or test 12 because 12 is two characters. So it should be test and only one character and it should be a Python file. So test 1, test and plus one character dot py, test A, that is also one character, A is one character dot py gets selected. Now I want to select all the Python files which do not start with A, D or E. So it's not starting with A, D or E. So when I gave starting with alphabets, I got E, entry underscore demo. But here I am saying not start with E and not start with D. So demo and entry demo will not be displayed onto the screen. So if I click this, demo and entry demo are no longer present because they're starting with D and E. So this particular program, let's code it in this particular session. The layout I've already written. I'll be giving the source code description of the uh, GitHub where I posted my source code. So you can refer to the source code in GitHub. wherein I've given all the details about the layout as well. So if I keep describing about the layout, our video will become very lengthy. So I'll just explain the layout. I've already written. There is a label called search files. Let me execute this particular thing. So there is a label called search files. Search files. And then I'm having another label, enter the path. So enter the path is another label. And then I'm having an entry widget called entry1. This is the entry1 widget, wherein user can type the path or the path of the directory where he wants to fetch the files. And then I'm having my frame widget. So this comes under the frame widget. Within the frame widget, I'm having a text box widget or a text widget and a scroll bar. So within the frame, I'm having a text widget and a scroll bar widget. And then I'm having my buttons, that is text files, all files, PNG files, starting with alphabets, ending with numbers, test question mark dot python files, not start with ADE characters. The Python files not starting with ADE characters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm having basically 7 buttons in this particular screen. Now let's write the functionality for the to select the text files, all files, PNG files. So let's write the functionality in this particular session. So basically what I've imported is the OS module and the globe module, and my buttons, I'm having 7 buttons. So for the text file, the command which I'm giving is lambda search. Search is the function and the parameter which I'm passing is text. For all files button, I'm passing all. For PNG files, I'm passing PNG for the function search. For alphabets, I'm passing the value alphabets. For number, it's number. Test, it's test. And not starting with ADE, I'm passing ADE. So now let's write the functionality for this particular code. Initially, I've given it as pass. Let me remove it. Firstly, I'm saying if entry1 dot get equal to blank. If I'm not entering the path, then I have to give an error message. So message box dot error, show error. The title for this is path and the message is please enter the path. Please enter the path. So if the path entry field is blank, then we throw an error message telling please enter the path. Else what happens? Else path equal to os dot change directory, oh, sorry, path equal to entry1 dot get. So whatever user enters in the entry box, that value will go into the path variable. And now let me say os dot chdir, change directory, and path. Whatever user has entered, it will be our current, it will change to that particular directory. So basically we are getting the details from the entry box adding it to the path variable and changing to that particular path. Now, if value equal to text, when will the value be equal to text? When user clicks on the text button. So when user clicks on text button, the it will call the search function, and the value which it passes is nothing but text. So if this particular value is equal to text, then what I'm saying is then I'm deleting the contents of the text box. Text1 dot delete from beginning till end, because whatever details were previously entered by selecting the other button, those details I have to delete initially. So I'm deleting it. Then I'm adding a for loop for file in globe dot globe, and then in brackets I have to specify to select all the text files. So how do we specify that? Within quotes I have to give star dot txt. Star means it can have any name, dot, and it should be extension should be txt, because we have clicked on the text button. So I'm selecting all the text files. After selecting the files, I have to write it in the text box. So let me say text1 dot insert end comma file. So whatever file is present as the text file in this particular directory which user has specified, I pick up that text file and write it in the text box widget. And after writing it, I have to come to the next line. So text1 dot insert slash n. So it will come to the new line for writing each of the text files. So this was when user clicks on the text files button. Now when user clicks on all files, what we have to do? I'll copy this if statement. So the value will be all in this particular case, because for the all button, the value which it passes is all. Again, I'm deleting the contents of the text box widget. And here I have to give star dot star, because I'm selecting all the files. The details will be star dot star, any file with any extension. So it will be star dot star. This is for the all button, all files, selecting all the files. Now let's select the PNG files. So here I'm giving value as PNG, because when I click on the PNG button, it will pass PNG value to the search function. And here it should be star.png, because it is searching all the file names with the extension equal to PNG. And next is all files starting with alphabets, that is Python files. So here I'll give it as alphabets. And what is the thing which we have to specify over here? I have to specify within the quotes brackets A to Z. That is, it should start with alphabets. And star, it can have any number of characters. Alphabet should be the first character, and it can have any number of characters. After that, it can be a digit, underscore, anything. But starting should be an alphabet. And it should be Python file. So I'm giving extension as .py. So this is for all the files starting with alphabets. And the next one button is number. All the files ending with number. So here what we should give? We should say all the characters, but it should end with 0 to 9. And it is extension is all the files, not only Python files, it is all the files. So I'm giving it equal to star. One second. That should be a colon for the for loop. Okay, so all the files ending, all the files, that is Python file. No, it's all the files ending with numbers. Okay, after the files ending with numbers, we have test files. So it is test. And what is the thing which we have to search over here? We have to search all the test files with one character. Means the name should be test1 or test2 or test A. So what is a wildcard? It's a question mark. So it is test and a question mark. So test1 it can have come, or test2 can come, or test A can come, but test 12 cannot come because it is having two characters. 12 will be having two characters. So it should be only one character. So I have given test question mark. So it will take test 1 or test A. And it should be a Python file. So I have to give the extension as py. So this is for test files. And nextly, let me select if value equal to ADE. That is, I want to select all the files which do not begin with A or D or E. So what I should give for that? For this, in the square brackets, I have to give not ADE. And it should be a Python file. So it is .py. So it should not start with ADE, but after ADE it can have any number of characters. So for file in globe.globe, not ADE. So we have got the not symbol ADE. So it should not begin with ADE. And after it's not beginning with ADE, it can have any number of characters. It can have any number of characters. So I'm giving star, and it should be a Python file. So I'm giving py. So this is for this particular functionality. So let's check it whether it's working fine. Okay. Now let me run the code. Let me close my previous session. Let me run the code. So I get this particular screen. Let me enter the path d :python underscore programs /details /. So now let me click on the text files. I'm getting only one text file. So insert missing one required positional argument. So it's missing one positional argument. So here it should be end, comma, slash n. So here also it should be from the end I have to add a new line. So end, comma, new line, end, comma, new line, end, comma, new line, okay. Now let me close my session. So the session has been closed. Now let me execute it. So I'll write the path d colon slash python underscore programs slash details and then slash. Now let me click on text files. So all the text files got selected. That is extension is txt. So all the text files got selected with extension txt because I had given star.txt. Star means all the files with t. Star means it can have any name. So proverb it can have quote 1, quote 2. So star it can have any name, but it should have extension .txt. So txt files have got selected. Now let me click on all files. All the files, that is all the files with any extension. So I'm giving for all files I've given star dot star. So it can have any number of file names, and extension also can be anything. It need not be only text files. It can be all type of extension. So we have to give star dot star. Now if I click on png files, all the png files get selected because it is star.png. Star means it can have any name and then dot and then it should be png. Now starting with alphabets and a Python file. It should be a Python file and it should start with alphabets. So all the files selected is .py, that is Python files, and it is starting with alphabets. The starting letter is alphabet. This one, next button, ending with numbers. It need not be a Python file. It can have any extension. So it is having all type of extension, that is py, txt. So extension doesn't matter. It is all the file types. But the thing is, it should end with number. So for this, let me show you. It should end with number. So it is star and brackets. I have to give 0, 0 hyphen 9. Star means it can have any number of characters, but ending character should be a number. So ending character is a number 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3. So before it can have any number of characters. So I have given star, but the ending one should be a number. Then the next one is it should have the name test followed by one character. Question mark means one character. So if I click on this particular thing, test question mark, and it should be a Python file. So it's a Python file and test and has it got one character, that is one question mark. Since I've given question mark, it should select test and one character, test and one character. not start with ADE, and it should be a Python file. So all these files are not starting with A or D or E, and it is a Python file. So for that we have to write in the square brackets, I have to give not ADE. So leaving ADE, it will consider all other files. So it should not start with ADE, and it can have any number of characters. So it is having any number of characters, and it is not starting with AD or E. So hope so friends, it was clear for you how to find files in a particular path entered by the user. User enters this path and buttons are there, and based on those things we are calling the functionality to search those types of files. Okay, and let me close this. Let me execute it once again. If I don't enter the path and if I click on any of the button, it says please enter the path. This error message it gives. So hope so friends, it was clear for you. If you have any doubts, please do reach to me out in the comment section. If you like my video, click on the like button, and please do subscribe to get notification of my new videos. Till then, see you. Bye bye.